Lewis from Bev here, and in this video we're going to be going through Flex Layout, formerly known as Auto Layout. This feature has gotten a major upgrade, making it easier than ever to create responsive, adaptable designs. Let's dive in and explore what Flex Layout is, how it works, and when to use it to create smooth, adaptable designs. Flex Layout is all about flexibility. It tries to create the best possible layout for the elements while preserving alignment. It's a one-dimensional layout method that allows you to distribute space and align content within a frame. Unlike the manual layout method, Flex Layout does not require you to specify exact widths or heights for each element. Instead, it adjusts the size and position of elements based on the space available, giving a more fluid, responsive design. To understand how Flex Layout works, you need to know two key terms. First, we have Flex Frame, and this is any frame that is set to be flex. It contains flex elements and controls how to align them. Then we have Flex Elements, and these are elements inside the flex frame. You can control how these elements should behave within the flex frame. By tweaking a few settings, you can decide how much space each flex element should take up, how they should be aligned, and whether they should wrap onto new lines for smaller devices. When enabling flex on the frame, you're essentially telling the frame, these are my flex elements, figure out the best way to fit them in. A flex frame will then distribute space evenly among elements, or allocate more space to specific elements based on your settings. Align the elements horizontally or vertically, and finally it will automatically adjust the layout when elements are added or removed, ensuring that the layout remains consistent. To access Flex Layout, navigate to the Flex Layout option in the Style panel and select Flex. This will only appear when you have selected a frame with nested layers, or alternatively, you can select more than one element on your canvas by either holding down Shift while selecting multiple elements, or you can click and drag to make a group selection. Once a selection has been added to the Flex Layout frame, you'll see the respective icon in the Layers panel. In this simple example, I've put 3 images next to one another. Here I'm using a desktop first design, but this can be done on any breakpoint setup, including mobile first. If we compare how this selection looked before we added it into Flex Layout, we can see that they were split side by side. And when we go to smaller viewports, they maintain their percentage width based on the breakpoint. And on smaller devices, these elements become very thin. Comparing this to the version where Flex Layout was used, it has calculated that these images will sit side by side on desktop. Tablet will break the third image onto a new line, and on mobile, the images will sit vertically on top of one another. We could have manually adapted these designs to create the same effect, but now this can be done with a few simple mouse clicks. Flex Layout shines the most in scenarios where you need a layout without strict pixel perfect measurements, but want them to follow a certain pattern. There are a few common use cases where a Flex Layout can be a great fit, and here are a few examples. Resize and organize product or content blocks as the screen size changes. Adapt to changing content like a list of tags or features without extra adjustments when the content is added or removed. And you can also use the available space within the frame to distribute, align, and wrap items seamlessly without manual edits. Rather than setting exact measurements for each element, you can use Flex Layout to define how you want items to behave. This means less time spent tweaking your designs to fit different screen sizes and more time creating visually appealing layouts. It's especially useful for small one-dimensional components like a row of buttons or a list of icons where you want them to align and distribute space nicely. It's also incredibly adaptable for scenarios where you expect to add or remove items later, as it will automatically adjust the layout to accommodate these changes. Thanks for taking the time to watch this introduction to Flex Layout. You can find out more by visiting our help center, as well as our community to ask any questions that you may have.